But I want you to remember that sleeping is productivity. You are getting so much done when you rest. Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Connor. You are watching ThrivingMinimalist.com. Today I'm tuning in from Cusco, Peru in my rented Airbnb space. What a beautiful city to be traveling in. And in this video, we are talking about sleep. I made some very conscious lifestyle changes about 4 years ago, gearing towards health. Everything I did started becoming more and more about how I could be happy and healthy in a sustainable way. I changed my diet, I changed how I moved, I changed how I connected with people, and I changed how much sleep I was getting. What I observe is that most of us are underslept, and that this is a really easy place in our lives to take care of. To add an hour or two to our sleep regimen will make such a difference. So I wanted to share what my style of sleeping looks like, what I've had success with, what feels best for me, and also share with you a few tools that have helped me have a successful night of sleep. For me, I like laying down in bed before 10 o'clock. That's really my ideal, and just getting situated, getting comfortable, and by 10 or 10:30 starting to fall asleep. That feels really, really good. I used to sleep somewhere around 6, 7, 8 hours, and from what I found, that's pretty standard for most people. Since changing my lifestyle, I have added 1 or 2 hours of sleep a night, and my ideal night of sleep right now is somewhere between 9 and 10 hours. Now, I think that everyone is a little bit different in this regard, but like I said, most people are underslept, and you can probably comfortably add an hour or two to your sleep. Before going to bed, I like to unplug. I like to step back from any electronics, and particularly any kind of social media that might be stimulating my mind. I like to start to breathe, to start getting ready for resting, and really start focusing or refocusing on healing my body, healing my mind, creating space in that productive time. Because the fact is, sleep and rest is incredibly productive. And we are a culture based on and excited about productivity. But we forget that rest is productivity. Some things that can help you fall asleep and have a good night of sleep are other healthy tools that are going to help out in your life overall. The two biggest ones, I would say, are your diet, what you're consuming, what you're putting into your body on a regular basis. Check in with yourself and see how much caffeine or how many other stimulants you're putting into your body, and also how many processed foods you're consuming. I know that when I switched my diet to a whole plant-based foods diet, that I started sleeping better. And that is not always the case with everyone, but that's been my experience and the experience of many, many people that I've worked with doing health coaching. So that's something that I might recommend to you. The other one is exercise or movement. And it doesn't have to be going to the gym. It doesn't have to be running for 4 miles. It can be as simple as walking, or doing some stretching, doing some light yoga before bed, or maybe in the afternoon. What I've found is that I get a buildup of energy. As soon as I wake up, I have this energy, and if I don't do something with it in my body, it lingers into the evening, and I kind of feel stimulated when I go down to rest. Beyond that, I use 3 different tools to help me get a good night of sleep. Most of us are not falling asleep when it gets dark or waking up as soon as the sun rises. So we have the sun coming in or leaving at different times than our body is able to sync up with. For those purposes, I highly recommend an eye mask. And for me, I actually don't enjoy the eye mask feeling being kind of tight around my face. So I just use a piece of cloth, like a t-shirt or a light pair of sleep pants over my face. And that, I feel, really, really helps me with continuing sleep after the sun has risen. I'm in Cusco, Peru right now. This is an Airbnb apartment. You never kind of know what you're gonna get with an Airbnb space. This space is pretty good, but it does get kind of noisy. And for that reason, I downloaded an app on my phone called My Noise, and it's a very simple application. I really enjoy the rain setting, so I just press rain. It makes a really beautiful rain sound. It helps me get through the honks or the yelling from the street that might happen. The last thing that's really helped me sometimes when I'm in a bed, especially a new bed like an Airbnb space, is feeling like it's not quite comfortable, or I'm just feeling fidgety and I want to move around, or I just want a different space to sleep. I have found that sleeping on the floor has really taken care of a lot of that anxiety or stress or desire to move that kind of builds up in the body. For those purposes, I always carry a sleeping bag with me. I generally just take a blanket off of the bed, I double it up, I lay it on the floor, and I use the sleeping bag. I think having an alternative to your bed can feel like you have options. I know sometimes for me when I'm in bed and I can't sleep, I get this feeling like I'm stuck. So to have this other option is really great. And maybe that means a sofa or a bed in another room or something like that for you. So that's kind of my story and my advice on sleep. I hope it was a helpful video. I really want to encourage you to try out an extra hour or two tonight in your sleep. But I know that we have busy schedules. We all want to get things done. But I want you to remember that sleeping is productivity. You are getting so much done when you rest. Much love to you guys. We'll check in next week. Bye-bye. Mwah. Bye. My minimalist apartment here in Austin, Texas. What I'm packing for to be married. I used to own a house. I used to own a rental property. I used to work a 60 to 80 hour job that was